Hello. Chat, hello. Are you here? What's up, Special Steve? What's up, Purple Peppy? What's up, Noxy? What's up, Ryan? What's up, Aeolus? How y'all doing? What's up, Saphira? Rare Sunday stream. After cleaning our apartment. Yo, what's good, Jalal? How you doing? Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, Autobot AI? How you doing? What's up, BV Blaze? Mellow Dan? What's up, Anna? Third time's the charm. You got this. Sheesh. What's up, Kill? I forgot to start the timer. Correct. Boop. Timer started. What's up, Zamas? Got mine using your strat? Nice. Congrats. Haven't gotten it yet? No. The cutscene's very long and... Alright. Drift safely. Love you. Sunday luck? Yeah, I hope. I've changed Azumerald's name in the hope of luck. Yeah, it's shiny locked. It's shiny locked. Thought you I wasn't gonna stream today. I didn't. We cleaned the whole apartment after breakfast, and then I really haven't had much else to do today, so I decided to stream for maybe an hour or two before stopping before dinner. This hunt sucks, indeed. Oh. Is this considered a pseudo? No, a pseudo legendary is like what Beck's Caliber is. A pseudo legendary is a 3-stage evolution that ends up in a 600 BST total. I actually don't think it's an official classification. That's 212. 213. Let's do last one. Is it actually 10 hours for 200 resets? You could shave about an hour and a half off of it for doing the quest, but it's like it's legit like 8.5, 9 hours for 213 resets. Yeah, still not as bad as the Enamorous, which is impossible to soft reset for, unfortunately. Yo, what's up, Grace by Pete? How you doing? Just here to pass. I just passed here to give you my luck. All right, thank you. I hope your luck is helpful. Go zero speed, zero attack, please. Like I said, I've nicknamed Azumerald to give me a better chance. I think it'll help, right? Yeah, the odds are in the description. So you're going for either 0 or 1 speed or Ursaluna doesn't make a difference. Well, the official competitive format, and most Wi-Fi battles, even if you're playing a Smogon Wi-Fi battle, are going to be played at level 50. I know a lot of draft leagues do level 100, but that's because draft leagues usually, you know, most draft players are going to be using hacked Pokemon. But like for more casual Wi-Fi battles, you're just going to set it to level 50, right? It's wasteful to use your shit to get it to level 100, right? But Smogon's format is technically level 100. But I found that since Gen 5, most people are just happy to play Smogon singles at level 50 on Wi-Fi. Why can't Enamorous be soft reset? Legends Arceus has no way for you to tell what a Pokemon's IV is in the game. You can take a look at the Pokemon stats in the game, but the stats in Legends Arceus, for some reason, are just not correlated to IVs at all. And so the only way you can check IVs is by catching a Pokemon in that game and putting it into Pokemon Home and sending it to another game. But by doing that, you have to save the game. Therefore, you can't Therefore, you can't, you will always save after catching it, and you can't reset it, and there's no way to respawn after catching. Yo, Bashiro XO, thank you for the 30 Canadian bucks. What the heck? Everybody pog Bashiro. I really appreciate that. Oh my gosh. I clicked the heart button. Thank you so much. You don't consider it has 3 guaranteed IVs in the odds? I do consider that it has 3 guaranteed IVs. In fact, the 3 guaranteed IVs are a hindrance to me because there's a 50% chance. 50% of all my runs are going to be unviable. What's up, Evil? What's your question? The stats exist in Legends Arceus too. They're just not used. For official VG Seeds level 50, and before Gen 7 you can have lowest level Pokemon if I don't say shit, like Hardy Pikachu level 13. I thought Gen 6 was when they made it so you can't have level 1 Pokemon. Was it Gen 7? Cool fact is if you got a shiny Ursaluna in your box in the Pokedex, Blood Moon can be viewed as shiny, but you can't catch it as shiny. Oh, really? That's interesting, Nicholas. I didn't know that. The RNG manipulating ROM hacks? Usually, it depends on the ROM hack, though. I've done, I have a playlist for ROM hack RNG, so you can see the ones that I've done. I was hunting for the slowest bear in Kitakami going. Not well. It's been 10 hours, 15 minutes. I've seen 7 minimum speed ones. Yeah. No, those aren't hyper training. That was super training. Super training changed IVs, not or EVs, not IVs. Thank you, Richigo. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Yeah, very few Pokemon are gonna want defense and SPDEF to be low. IVs should really just be customizable, but that's just never gonna happen. Like a bottle cap should just let you pick whatever you want for the stat. Discover the channel, and for some reason, obsessed with the Gen 3 through 5 RNG manipulation. Godspeed on the resets. Have a good Sunday. Thank you, the techno guy. Yeah, I'm also obsessed with those gens of RNG manipulation. Gen 3 is a specific one, right? Gen 3 is a very specifically, I'm very obsessed with it. I have to go. It's 8 PM. You have work tomorrow. All right, sleep well. Sleep well, brother. The way to do hyper training, move it up and down 1 point would be sufficient. Free pick would be better. You know, I know a lot of people, they say they're afraid. I actually was thinking about this. People are saying they're afraid. The Pokemon company doesn't want to show IVs. Like to this day in an official game, the 0 through 31 IV system has never been shown. They just call a 31 best and they call a 0 no good. What they could actually do with hyper training is, instead of making it perfect and instead of showing you instead of making it perfect or showing you the individual 0 through 31 IVs, what they could do is have you click up and down and it alters the actual visible stat of the Pokemon, not the invisible background stat. And so like it will be altering the IV in the background, but it shows you what it would be like. Think of it like this. Like if I wanted at level 50, if I have an untrained stat, I can click 0 or upside down. Yeah. Can't you just throw a Master Ball? No, this is a boss battle. Think of this like the Titans in the single player game. 0 to 11 attack is fine. I think you probably want closer to 0 through 5. We'll see. We'll do some. If I catch one that's very low, if I catch one that's like a 10 or below, what we'll do on stream is we'll do some damage calcs to see if this is an acceptable range. You know what I mean? Yeah, we want to. We'll just do some damage calc for foul play. Huh? it's 217. Thank you a ton, Blisy. You've helped me get into shiny hunting, and I have a collection of Gen 3 and 2 shiny mons. Cool. You think you're hopeful there might be a way to lower IVs in Indigo Disc? No. There's a big rumor that there's going to be a straight up Pokemon editor in Indigo Disc. But I think that's just a rumor. I would be very surprised, and I would be very annoyed if they only include it in Indigo Disc. You wish the DLC was longer? The DLC was like, whatever, man. There's, you know, something's a problem if Sarah B. Joe complained about it, because, like, what did he say? I complained about this last time I streamed the DLC. I want to read his exact words because he gets very upset if you misquote him. He said, "Here, my thoughts on the DLC thus far. The story was great and the region is nice, but I would have liked to go in buildings. Loved all the new forms in Pokemon," right? Those are two softball positives. But then he says, "There are too many small Pokemon spawning in the tall grass." This is true. I complained about this last time. Dude, the grass here is tall and there's so many tiny little guys. And someone actually theorized it's on purpose as a way to break up the game. Like, it forces you into encounters a lot, like by accident, so that helps with like loading times, and that helps with like literally extending gameplay time. Like, it literally will take you longer to play the game by doing that. I think that's a non-zero chance that's possible. Yeah, 218. The DLC is very mid. Yeah, kind of like pseudo random encounters. Yeah, Pedro. You know, the Isle of Armor was way bigger. Why do you want Ursaluna with 0 attack, 0 speed? Blood Moon Ursaluna is a slow special attacker. You want 0 attack to minimize foul play and confusion damage, because foul play and confusion are damage types that damage you based on your own attack stat. And 0 speed is because I want to use this in a trick room team. Good luck on the hunt. Thank you very much, Zen. I appreciate it. I honestly thought the second DLC was going to be the opposite. I thought Kitakami was going to be closer to Isle of Armor. Not Isle of Armor. Closer to the story-based angle that the Crown Tundra was. And then the second one is going to be more like a competitive-focused Isle of Armor angle. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Yes, Kimaroki, I'm suffering. Having some COVID symptoms? Oh, that sucks, Lane. Gonna be satisfying when I get the bear. Yeah. Boy, do I love gambling. Just sitting here gambling for my little guy. So some people say that shiny hunting or resetting for IVs is like degenerate behavior, but like I think all these shiny hunters would literally just be addicted to gambling in casinos and be ruining their lives if they weren't shiny hunting. So I think I'm happy that they're all shiny hunting. You got a baby gecko? Oh, that's cool. I want a lizard. Sorry to complain. I didn't even see what you said. Lily, I'm sorry. I'll go up and read the message really quick. Yeah, it's shiny locked. You're upset you're home alone? That sucks. I always liked being alone when I was younger in my house, but my family would not tell me. So like I would just wake up and the house would be empty, and that would feel shitty that no one told me where anyone was, and I would just be alone all day. But if it was a prepared aloneness, I could handle it. Azumarill is 1 speed faster than the slowest speed Ursaluna. So if Ursaluna outspeeds Azumarill, I know it's too fast. RNG manipulation cannot exist in this game. I'm determined. I'm gonna make a video on it this week. Yo guys, we have 200 viewers, which is so cool. I appreciate all of you are here on a Sunday with me, especially when it's a not usual stream day for me. But you please hit the like button. We only have 36 likes. It's a free, easy way to help out my stream, signal to YouTube that you guys are enjoying the content and having a good time. Hey, Blisy has Dead Cells going. Oh, I haven't played it I haven't played it since probably the last time I streamed it. I was just a little bit addicted to it for a while, and I've died off on it, but I'm gonna play it again more. It's skyrocketed. Yeah, it's all the way up to 87. Let's get to 100 likes. If you're enjoying the stream, click like, please. Dead Cells is really good. I really like that game. You know, the thing about Pokemon is it's not... Pokemon isn't like a normal good video game, usually. They're almost like good for what I like about them. I've played only the first like 40 minutes of Baldur's Gate 3. I've actually realized I have a problem with Baldur's Gate, and it's that I like being the dungeon master. And the main thing for D&D for me, the main thing is that it's an excellent creative outlet. And Baldur's Gate doesn't let me have the same creative outlet I get as a dungeon master, where I have a notebook and I write all my notes. Like, lean this way. This is a cabinet over here, right? You can see these are shelves and stuff. There's 2 drawers at the bottom. This drawer at the top is literally only filled with D&D stuff. I'm gonna go open it. The chair out of the way. This is a D&D notebook. This is a thing where I can keep dice and roll dice. DM screen. A binder with all D&D enemy cards. I have like 4 different D&D books in there. I can't pull them out. This is a randomized dungeon maker. I have more notebooks in there too that they're like lower down because they're from older kids. I keep all my notes. Oh, my vacuum fell. I don't know if you can hear me. But basically that's just all my like D&D supplies. And like it's such a big creative outlet for me that I have like a big thing there. So yeah. Dungeons and Dragons is very funny. Any RPG is very fun. You just have to find the right group to play it with. How do you auto clicks? Yeah, this is a turbo controller called the Ghoulie Kit King Kong Pro 2. It just basically it's just pressing the A button for me. No, I had different problems with my family, Lily. Hey, all long time listener, first time caller. I like that bit when being a first time chatter cracks. It's very fun. Welcome on in. Never feel pressure to chat in my stream. I appreciate all forms of lurkers and hanger outers, but I'm happy you're willing to chat. I try to make it like a safe, inclusive place for people to feel, you know, chill and be able to talk. Sometimes I get mad, but what can you do? No, we've only had like 3 or 4 resets today so far though. Yeah, it's like Ursaluna is always hardy nature. KDB. What do you use for money grind? AFK money grinding? I use a Sylveon. I actually talked about the setup for it in my video for making Freeze Eye's team. It's a level 100 Sylveon with Moonblast. and it's never fainted on me before. It's got a bunch of specific EVs. It's like it's like max special attack modest, and then there's HP and speed EVs, so it outspeeds something. I forget what it is. But you can watch the video, and the video talks about it. Moonblast is not Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice is superior, but for Freeze Eye's video, I was using a fresh save file. And ability patches are very rare, so I didn't have any ability patches, but the Moonblast worked out just fine. But if you have the ability to use my brain isn't working right now. If you have the ability to use Hyper Voice with an ability patch or breed a hidden ability Sylveon, that's good. Someone told me that Sylveon can faint. I've never had it faint. I did it for probably like 20 something hours and it didn't faint once. The Mewtwo raids, I thought results are random after the first one. I think only the first one is not random, right? Did Kitakami decks seem underwhelming? I was saying this, the Kitakami decks itself, like which Pokemon they introduced, isn't underwhelming. But the problem is that I feel like the new Pokemon are like not available. Like they're just not around. It felt like all I was seeing on the mountain was like 3 Pokemon. Like I'm on top of the mountain, all I see is freaking Geodude, Houndour, and Chingling. And then in the grassy areas, all I see is Seawaddle, Timber, and something else. Like I literally haven't seen a single Clefable, Clefairy, or Cleffa yet, despite the fact that Clefable's one of my favorite Pokemon. I definitely want to make a team with Friend Guard Clefairy. Also, are all the starters in the game yet? They're not in the decks, right? Only Sinnoh? Okay. Because I know Empoleon was in the game, but like, and Torterra was in the game, but I guess they were just trying to, I don't know. Yeah, Indigo Disc, yeah. I wonder why they only added the Sinnoh starters. What are the rules for spoilers of the DLC? There's no spoiler rules. I mean, I haven't finished it technically. Like I have to go right now where I'm at in the DLC plot is Ogerpon is following me around. Ogerpon is following me around and I have to go beat the 3 of them as Titans with the girl. I already forgot her name. Carmine? But I've seen the end of the plot because I watched my friend Papa Hefe. I watched his stream of him doing it, so I've seen the end of the plot. The plot's whatever. It's like not particularly good. It's not bad. I don't need to grind for Ogerpon. In fact, the only one I'm probably resetting for is Monkey Dory. I'll reset for a 0 attack Monkey Dory. I mean, the thing is, I can't complain. This DLC was, it's only $15, and it's not like I hated my time during it. I just played it, and it's like, it's more Paldea, basically. I mean, I know Kitakami's a different place, but it's more of the same from Scarlet and Violet. I don't hate Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet are like fine. Ogerpon is a bunch of sets, but Ogerpon is always a physical attacker. Ogerpon's always a physical attacker. It's never gonna, none of the different forms have different stats. They just have different types and abilities. Oh. Wow, look at that Indeedee over there. Oh, there it is. This is fine, Fires. It's not horrible. Like, I don't hate it. The DLC is peak Pokemon. No. This is like very bad, I think. Like plot-wise. The plot is the worst part of the DLC, I think. Because it's like just kind of like on repeat cutscenes with a very uninteresting story. The plot is the best part for you. You guys need to play games that aren't Pokemon sometimes, I think. Plot's top 3. No, I would not consider Kitakami's plot top 3. That's insane. It's not about, I want to be clear, my complaints with the plot is never about difficulty. I don't care if a Pokemon game is hard. All right, it depends on what we're talking about with plot here. I want to get this out of the way. When we are talking about a Pokemon game's plot, what are we talking about? If we're talking about just the text of the plot, just the words and the story, not the activity of playing the game and going through it, right? If we're talking about just the, I've seen the whole game. I literally watched both of Hefe's streams like the entire time. I know what the plot is and how it ends. So if we're talking about just the text of the plot, right? My favorite Pokemon game plot. Let's think about this. What is it? What is my favorite text of the plot? No, it's not Black and White 2. Black and White 2's story is very stupid. It's stupid in a way that I enjoy, but it's still stupid. Okay, so it's hard to say. I want to say Base Scarlet and Violet has a very good plot, but that's not really true because Base Scarlet and Violet has 3 plots, right? And 2 of them are boring and shitty, right? The Team Star stuff is very bad, and the gym stuff is just, you know, there's not really a plot. It's just kind of boring. But the Arven dog story is just genuinely just very good. It's just about a kid who's got a bad parent who, like, the Arven through line is so strong that it's able to carry the rest of the weak game with it, because you very much feel for Arven. Arven had a shit parent who basically didn't care about them. They have to reconcile it after their parent is dead, and the whole plot is about them becoming a stronger individual to care for their sick dog. So like Arven's very genuinely good as especially for a kid's game. It's good. It's a good story, right? But I think the Team Star stuff drags it down very heavily, and I don't like it. We'll shelve all of Scarlet and Violet for now. We're gonna take Scarlet and Violet and we're gonna put it away for now. We're gonna pick it up and we're gonna move it somewhere else because I don't want to think about it right now. Okay. Now moving along, let's look at Sword Shield plus the DLC. Very bad. The Isle of Armor has the best, not Isle of Armor, excuse me. Crown Tundra has the best plot in the entire game, but Sword and Shield's plot is very uninteresting. Like you're basically not involved in Sword and Shield's plot, like at all. You're not involved in the plot. The only thing you do is at the very end you catch it. You catch Eternatus. Like that's it. It's not like I don't even want to call Sword and Shield story horrible because it has such little plot. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like you basically aren't doing anything. Like, the plot kicks in at the very end. The whole game in Sword and Shield is you and Hop being friends and Hop's character arc. And then at the very end, there's all of the stuff. At the very end, there's all of the stuff with Leon and the chairman, which are boring. So I'm gonna say Sword and Shield's plot is just like 5 out of 10. Like, there is nothing. There is no plot to that game. And then Crown Tundra's plot is maybe a 6 out of 10 because it's just like, it is a fun little thing where you go on these quests and I like it. So, meh. All right, moving along. Gen 7. I'm gonna combine. A lot of people are gonna get mad at me. I'm gonna combine Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. I know a lot of people generally think Ultra Sun's story is slightly worse than Sun and Moon's story. But the thing is, I think the plot in those games is barely different. And the changes Ultra Sun made is like it barely affects the plot. It takes out one scene with Lily. So now the plot, Gen 7's story is pretty good, but both games fumble the bag in the end. So, and also the main plot about Sun and Moon, the main issue I have with those game stories is that it's about Lily entirely. Like, I don't know. Like, you really don't have a lot to do with it. It's the whole story, and a lot of Pokemon games have this problem where the story is about Lily or like about another character other than the main. They don't make the story about you. They make you the main character, but the plot is happening to someone else. So, you know, in Sun and Moon, it's about Lily overcoming her fear to defy her mother and be her own person. And like, that is a compelling story to me, especially as a person who like didn't have a great family life growing up, right? The Ultra Sun and Moon changes are basically, the only change I can think of is Lily doesn't go to Exeggutor Isle with you. That's all that matters to me. We'll say the story with Lily is very good. The ending, I will say, the ending fumbles it. In both endings, they forgive Lily and Gladion effectively forgive their mother, Lusamine, and I think in any situation it's wrong. In both situations, Lusamine is like a horrible, basically unforgivable person, no matter if she has mind poisoning or not. So I think the games both fuck up the ending so bad that those plots are like a 7 out of 10 for me. They're barely better than Sword and Shield. Literally, like barely better than Crown Tundra. Okay, so let's go back down to Gen 6. Gen 6 story. It's like there's technically more plot. Oh man, really? This to me again. There's technically more plot in Gen 6 than there is in Gen 8. It's also not particularly bad. It's not egregious. It is also kind of nothing-ish. Yeah, not really a lot happens in Gen 6. I'll put Gen 6. I'll put Gen 6 out of, man, it's like a 5. It's like a 5.5. I'll give Gen 6 a 5.5. It's barely better than Sword and Shield. At least you're involved the whole plot through. Okay, Gen 5. There's 2 Gen 5s. Gen 5 is the first game. Gen 5 is the first game where we have to count both Black and White and Black and White 2s differently. Black and White 1 is my favorite game to play the single player through. The story is pretty good, I think, in that game. The problem, we talked about this last time I streamed, the problem is Black and White's story asks questions that it doesn't answer. It just doesn't reconcile it. I'm gonna say I really like Gen 5's story. Gen 5 also has a few good story elements to it. Your character is involved. Your character talks to you directly and asks you truth or ideals questions, whichever game you're playing. Then on top of that, both of your rivals have extremely compelling stories. I actually literally think that Bianca's story is better than Lily's. Like, her ability to overcome her parents and figure out what she wants to do with her life is, I think it's just better. I think it's straight up better than what they did with Lily. And then Charon figuring out what he wants to do to overcome his, like, why he wants to become strong, what he wants to do with the power that he gets, I think is also very good. So I'm gonna put Black and White 1. What, I guess Sun and Moon 7. Oh man, I think Black and White 1 has a really good story. I think I'll put it at an 8. I think I'll literally put it at an 8. I think that's how much I like it. Now, Black and White 2's story, I think, is pretty much just strictly worse. So Black and White 2's plot, if you don't understand the plot of Black and White 2. Black and White 2 has 2 Team Plasmas in it. One Team Plasma is just objectively evil. It's 2 Team Plasmas. One is objectively evil. They hate Pokemon. They want to use them as tools. And the other Team Plasma are just like Pokemon activists or whatever. You never fight the Pokemon activist team, and yet the game questions you all the time. Are you doing something wrong by battling the evil Team Plasma? No, you're not. And then the other main part of the plot is Hugh, your rival. And Hugh in that game, he wants to save his sister's Purloin that was captured several years ago by evil Team Plasma. Now, the weird thing here is his little sister doesn't have a name, and the Purloin also doesn't have a name. Hugh is basically Batman from the end of The Dark Knight, where he's looking for Kate, or whatever his girlfriend's name is, and Harvey, and he goes, "Where is she?" That's basically what he does the whole game. So, pretty shit story. I would put Black and White 2's now I'll say the single player adventure in that game is fun. It is fun to go through. The areas are nice. The route design is perfect. The battles are tough. The game is good. The literal text of the plot is like probably the worst one so far. I think I want to put it at like a 4. It's pretty bad. I will say it's elevated a little bit by you revisiting revisiting Bianca and Charon, seeing what they've done with their lives. So I'll bump it up to a 5. Yeah, I literally think it's worse than Gen 6. Yeah, the text of the plot. We're talking about just the dialogue and the text. I literally think it's worse. I'll put it legit at a 5. We'll put it at a 5 because revisiting the old characters is good. All right, that's 31. All right, going down to Gen 4. Gen 4 story is pretty stupid. Cyrus is a dog shit. I am talking about subtext. What do you mean? When I say literal text of the plot, I mean, like, I'm not counting the adventure of the game. I'm not counting the way going onto routes makes you feel, right? I'm not making you like, I'm not counting that type of, I'm not counting the adventure, I'm counting the dialogue and like anything that comes with the dialogue. So like the cutscenes and like any hidden meaning. Okay, so with Gen 4 there is two things to count. There is Diamond and Pearl and Platinum. Diamond and Pearl is, I don't even think there's a reason to talk about Diamond and Pearl's plot because it is the same as Platinum's plot but worse. So we'll knock Diamond and Pearl's plot down like, I don't know, 2 points from Platinum's because it's just so much worse. So this is about the same as Gen 6 for me. There's basically no meaning in the plot of this game. At the start of the game, Team Platinum is looking for energy. They just want to harvest a great amount of energy, but for what purpose? It's never really defined. And Cyrus goes around the game talking about the strife in the world, but the problem with that is the only literal strife in the world of Sinnoh is being caused by Team Plasma. So I don't really understand what he wants. So, but the thing is, this is about as stupid of a plot as Gen 6. So we'll give Platinums the same as I gave to Gen 6, which is what, 5.5. And then we'll give Diamond and Pearl like a 3.5 because it doesn't have, because in Diamond and Pearl, you have no way to believe that people would follow Cyrus. Cyrus's goals seem fully disconnected from his teams. But with Platinum, they make it clear that Cyrus has like a cult of personality around him where like he can rally his minions to him, and you can actually see his minions get rallied. You literally see a cutscene of that. And so Platinum actually makes it a little bit better. So I'll put X and Y and Platinum at the same plot level. Okay, we're going to be moved to down to Gen 3. This is going to be controversial take. Gen 3 story is almost as good as Black and White 1's. A lot of people think the plot is shit in Gen 3. But when you read into the subtext of Gen 3, it's really good. And allow me to explain myself. Allow me to explain myself because I can talk about it. You gotta give me a second. There's a few things to talk about here. So Gen 3 has two different plots. Now, hold on. I don't really want to talk. Emerald doesn't, Tama doesn't change. Tama. I'm going to bring up Tama Hero. I'm going to bring her up because her video changed my perspective on Gen 3 literally entirely, for the record. But there's a few things I want to get to before talking about Tama's video and how it changed my thoughts on the subject. Okay. First of all, so Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, the text of the plot almost identical. You don't really need to separate them like you need to with Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is the actual difference in the games is whether you play as May or Brendan. Brendan has a character arc in that game. May does not. Brendan, if you pick May, when you go into Brendan's room, he goes, "Oh, I was hoping you would be a boy," because he is like a little bit sexist and thinks a girl can't be a good battler. And so it's done a lot better in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but in regular Ruby and Sapphire, over the course of the game, Brendan slowly accepts that as a girl, you are a better battler than him, and that maybe girls and boys aren't so different in that respect, and he becomes slightly less sexist. So if you pick May, you literally have a better story experience in that game. I'll just say that up front. Now, the thing that changed my entire perspective on hold on, I said almost as good, first of all. Now, There's like 2 lines of text that suggest this. That's not a story. No, it is a story. What? Now, if we move on to the actual main part of the plot. Tamahiro and her, oh, I wish I knew the person's name. But Tamahiro has like a main writing partner who she writes all her videos. They did a bunch of digging and they found out that Gen 3's plot is largely based on a real life event in Japan. And I'm going to be paraphrasing and misremembering a lot of things here, but basically in Japan, they reclaim land a lot. And if you're not familiar with what this is, it's that they will put up things to block the flow of water into bays in the ocean to get more land. This is a real thing people do. Japan has done this with a bunch of airports and a bunch of coastal towns to reclaim land, right? And in the late 90s, I don't know how long this went on for actually, but for a very long time, in the specific region in Japan in which Game Freak's headquarters is based in, okay? Like Game Freak's building is based in this region of Japan. People were constantly debating as if land reclamation is good or bad, because land reclamation is kind of bad for the environment. It hurts species, it hurts a bunch of different types of animal species and plant species that are aquatic. And on top of that, it also hurts certain people. It is worse for the fishing profession. A bunch of people who had docks and boats, etc., they are losing space to do their jobs and supply for their families in exchange for more corporate buildings. But on the one hand, having more buildings and more office space and more corporate spaces is better for the economy and things like that. And so the plot of Ruby and Sapphire is sort of a child condensed version of that, where Team Magma wants to get more land via land reclamation because they think it will be better for people, and Team Aqua doesn't want that. Oops, story 5. Come on. Team Aqua wants the opposite effect of that because they think that having more sea is better. Now, interesting background, but it doesn't do much. I actually think it does a lot for me. I thought we were reading the text in the game. Well, the thing is, when you see the perspective, I'm not increasing this, like, let's think of it like this. When I first saw the story, no. When I first saw the story, I thought, this is nonsense. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, this plot is very silly. Why would someone want to reclaim land, or why would someone want to have more ocean? This is the narrative that the text is pushing. So to me, it feels like this is so out of reality, and these people are so insane, it makes no sense to me. But learning the background of it, like understanding what they were trying to say with it, makes it like, the fact that it is not so far out of reality, because this is not something that I live with, even though New York City is literally like on a bunch of reclaimed land. Learning on the reality of it, like that the story is not complete insanity nonsense, it makes it a little bit more compelling to me. That being said, I do think the story is still pretty weak. I do think the story is still pretty weak. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire have a vastly superior story, but I'm not really rating that game. I'm rating Ruby and Sapphire. Now, Ruby and Sapphire, the problem with it is the extreme is so high that it's still not great. If that makes sense, like, it's too extreme and they don't very effectively communicate to you why they want the land reclaimed or why they want the ocean reclaimed. And so because of that, it knocks it down. I would give this, I think it's probably worse than Gen 7. But I think it's better than everything else. I think I will say it's probably 6.5. I'll give it a 6.5. All right, now we're getting into the bottom of the barrel plot wise. Your bias is absolutely showing. It's, what do you mean my bias is showing? I'm just talking about what I like. It's like I'm not like, a story is very subjective and I'm not doing like a full-on analysis. I'm just like talking to stream about it. If this was a video, it would be more scripted and more, I would have my arguments. Like these are the arguments coming off of my top of my head. Okay, so Gen 2's plot is very bad. It is, I might give this a 1. Can I give it a 0? No, Gen 2 has a plot. It's really bad. It's really stupid. The best advantage to Gen 2's plot is that it's short and it doesn't last a long time. Okay, let's really listen. I was very beneficial to Ruby and Sapphire, and I was also very beneficial to Platinum. So let's really take a look at what's going on in Gen 2 to see if we can actually like learn anything about the plot. Things that happen in the plot in Gen 2. Your rival Silver slowly learns to be not a piece of garbage. Okay? 2, Team Rocket wants to make a comeback, and they do that by taking over the radio tower and playing a radio that says, Giovanni, come back, we're still around. And then last but not least, you heal a sick Ampharos with Jasmine. So the silver stuff is pretty compelling, I will say, even in the bare bones version of Gold and Silver, not counting the improved version of Hard Gold and Soul Silver. I think it's very compelling still. I think Silver's, you can see it happen with the Crobat thing, right? It's bad. It's still bad. It's bad. I guess bad is almost the wrong word, in the sense of like, no, because I'm not taking this as the whole of the game, right? Like if I'm talking about the whole of Gold and Silver, right? The plot being bad doesn't drag down the quality of the game, because the plot is like not there. Like when you're playing the single player of the game, like if you take it in the context of the whole story of the whole game, it doesn't detract from my experience playing the game. But like if you enjoy a good story in a game, it's not there. So I'll say this is a 2. The only good part of the game is Silver's learning to be a better person, pretty much, I would say. That's really the only good plot in the game. That's what I'll stick to. Silver is it, pretty much. Yeah, I'll give it a 2. Silver's good enough that it makes it not a 0. Gen 1 also really doesn't have a plot. I don't even know if you can count Team Rocket's story in that game as plot. I guess the plot, what is the plot in Gen 1? Let's think about this also. The plot in Gen 1 is honestly more, there's like two, right? The plot in Gen 1 is literally the gym challenge, right? It is literally you and your rival. It is literally you and your rival battling and becoming stronger is pretty much the main conceit of the plot. In addition to that, Team Rocket does have a small plot twist with Giovanni being the final gym leader. The Team Rocket stuff is honestly secondary to Blue. I think your rivalry with Blue is more compelling than the Gold and Silver plot overall. But the point of those games is really not the text story. It's still not good. There is some Mewtwo lore that is true. I think we'll give Gen 1 I haven't really been going into environmental storytelling because when you dig more into the environmental storytelling, you kind of have to start taking the game in a whole, right? I've been doing it a little bit. Oh man, I guess I guess I'll give it like a, I want to say I think it's better. I literally want to say that I think it's better. I want to say I think it's better than Gen 2. I think Gen 1 gets a 3. I want to say Gen 1 gets a 3. It's slightly better than Gen 2. It's not particularly good, but it is just slightly more compelling. Your rival's kind of a dickhead. I like that part. The stuff in the burned manor with Mewtwo is pretty cool. Out of 10. It's out of 10. The highest I gave was an 8, which was Gen Black and White 1. We'll go back to Gen 9 because I haven't covered Gen 9 yet. Yeah, I'm not rating the whole games on the entire plot, right? Like I'm not like I posted my Pokemon tier list a little while ago. I think Red, Blue, and Yellow are pretty good games. Or Yellow's a little bit worse than Red and Blue, I think, but let's see. The plot of Gen 9. Arven's stuff is pretty good. Team Star stuff is pretty bad. Oh, Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus plot. Really bad. Legends Arceus has an insanely horrible plot, actually. I forgot about that game. Totally forgot about that game. Legends Arceus is really bad. Legends Arceus is like Gen 1 and 2 territory. It's bad. What is the message of Legends Arceus? What is the story in Legends Arceus? The story is you get sent in time along with Arceus. Why does Arceus make the guys angry? Why does Arceus make those things angry? Is it just to test you? What? Like, I don't know why he did it. I understand he sent you back in time to make you stop. I know he sent you back in time to stop Volo. No, I don't think Volo did. I don't think Volo made them angry. Volo is not the one who did that to them, was it? I know you were sent back in time to stop Volo. My question is, why were the... What are they called? What are those people called? What were the bosses in Legends Arceus? What are they called? I forget what they're called. Nobles. Noble Pokemons. Frenzied Nobles. I think Arceus... I was under the perspective that Arceus was the one making the Nobles angry. I don't think it was Giratina. Your chat is turning orange. That's so funny, Noble. I know Arceus wants you to stop the problems, but I love how Notice can agree. The frenzied nobles are caused by the rift. The rift caused the nobles to become enraged, and the rift was caused by Volo opening. And the rift was caused by Volo opening the, like, getting Giratina back to try and go to Arceus, right? So it just, the rift coincidentally upset the nobles. Like, it literally, like, coincidentally, it upset nobles. Like, why didn't it hit random Pokemon? Why did it hit the nobles? Is there text to support the alphas? Are that? Is there text to support that's what the alphas are? Oh man. No. But is that literally in the plot, Jalal? Like, does the game say that anywhere? Because I don't remember saying that. So here's my problem with Legends Arceus. Is when you think about Legends Arceus, it has a very simple plot. The plot is you get sent back in time to stop Volo and help the noble Pokemon. But the game has so much fucking text in it for no reason. The cutscenes in that game are so long and they say nothing. Literally nothing is said in that game. And so that's why I don't like the story in that game, because you have to, it's so long. The plot is info dumped. I am gonna just be angry here and put the plot of Legends Arceus at a 2 out of 10 because I didn't like it and I had to mash A through the whole game because I couldn't. It was so much text. I stopped reading it, and I will angrily leave it at a 2 out of 10 without justifying myself like I did every other game. Moving along. I'll have to replay the game and reanalyze it another time. First of all, this is not which games I like the most, because let me tell you, I love Legends Arceus. It's one of the best games in the whole series. It's just the plot I didn't like, and I just pushed A, and there was nothing going on. Okay. as for Gen 9, man, it's pretty good. Arven's good. Team Star is bad. Is Arven good enough to override Team Star? Is Arven good enough to override Team Star? Is Arven in the end good enough to override Team Star? I think it is. I think I will give Base Paldea. Base Paldea is pretty good. I actually might like it more than oh man, I might like it more than Lily, because Arven doesn't really forgive his dad or mom. He just like comes to term with it. The robot clone professor shit is really weird. Okay. I'm gonna give Gen 9 the same as Black and White. I'm gonna give it an 8. The stuff with Arven is very compelling. I really like it. And the way he deals with his parent in Area Zero, I think is also very compelling. The Team Star stuff is pretty bad, but I just kind of ignore it. That's fine. As for Kitakami, like I said, I've not finished it. I've seen the whole story through Papa Hefe's streams. Kitakami has the same exact, and in my experience so far playing it, Kitakami has the exact same problem as Legends Arceus, where the plot is just info dumped. Like, it's just literally, they can't keep anything mysterious or interesting for 5 minutes. The grandpa just tells you, he just knows the entire truth instantly the whole time about Ogerpon, and that's it. It's so stupid. Like, the way they presented the Loyal 3 at first was interesting and good, and they don't leave you room for doubt about the Loyal 3 on your own, because the grandpa just tells you the truth instantly. Like, you should have learned on your own naturally without the grandpa telling you that the Loyal 3 was evil because they beat the shit out of Ogerpon. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they should have learned on their own, I think. I think you should learn that, like, Ogerpon hasn't really done anything, and then they got the masks and went up to Ogerpon and beat the shit out of it. Like, I don't know. I really don't like the info dump from the grandpa, so I'm gonna tentative, like 4 out of 10. Don't like it. It's just bad, like Legends Arceus so far. Hunt's going okay. It's very slow, Undead. Hope you're doing well, bud. I think the subplot with Kieran's bad. The sister pretty much and the grandpa treat him like shit, and you're sort of forced to comply as the player to lie to him and treat him badly and gaslight him. I don't like it. I don't like that the grandpa's like, don't tell him, don't do it, and then you have to treat him badly. I don't like it. I will say Carmine's funny because whoever did her animation where she goes like this and her getting very angry very instantly is funny every time, I think. Yeah, and like, don't take any of these ratings too seriously. Like I said, right, the only game that I've played through recently where I actually read the text was probably like Ruby and Sapphire. Like, it's been a while since I've stopped to breathe in the to you know, to stop to read everything at a normal pace. Does it work for all natures for 0 speed? You don't need to worry about other natures. This is always hardy. This Ursaluna. And also, like a lot of people have been saying, bruh, you're playing Pokemon for the story, blah 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 blah. Listen here, I fucking don't exclusively play Pokemon for the story. Like, these aren't my ratings of like the actual games, you know what I mean? I'm just like trying to take the story for what it's worth and see what I think about it, you know? It's just fun to think about that out loud. Yeah, but I'm not saying this is like my game rating, because like while I find the story in Legends Arceus to be very bad, at the end of the day, Legends Arceus is one of the best Pokemon games like ever. Like, it's just, I forget if I think I put it in A tier, and the story knocked it down from S tier for me. And there's not really a post game. If there was a more compelling post game in Legends Arceus, I actually probably would have still kept it S tier despite the story. SM's story is pretty good because Lily defying her mother and that whole plot is good. In general. Like, I'm just doing a stream talk about this, you know what I mean? This is like a basic bitch version of what I actually would think, you know? You don't count Daybreak, Volo, I don't count Volo as post game. No, that's just. The plot with Volo is like very explicitly a continuation of the story. But it's post credits. Yeah, but I don't consider the credits at the end of Johto and Gold and Silver the end game. I do not consider like, I don't consider Kanto in Gold and Silver post game at all. I think, yeah, Arceus is post game. I don't care what most people think. I think if you think the Kanto in Gold and Silver is post game, yeah, it's quite foolish. I think you haven't beaten Gold and... If you can tell me you think you've beaten Gold and Silver if you haven't beaten Red, come on now. The game's not beaten until you beat Red. But like, I don't feel the same way fighting Steven in Emerald. In Emerald, the game's beaten when I beat the game. Like, I don't feel like I need to fight Steven. Yeah, but a popularity on their viewpoint doesn't matter. A viewpoint's popularity doesn't matter to me. I like to get my own perspectives. Yeah, I think battling Arceus is not something you have to do. So for me, the post game would be, for me, the post game in Legends Arceus is collecting every Pokemon and catching Arceus, I think. Volo's pretty much the final step. I also think there's a decent argument that Arceus is the real final boss. Is apprehending the 7 sages not post game? That's post game, but it's like a post story. That apprehending the 7 sages doesn't really advance the plot very much. I think it's just such a slog to catch every single Pokemon before Arceus. Like you can get to the post game, you can get to beating Volo very fast, and then catching Arceus is like a big wall that you slam into and it slows everything to a halt. I don't have a Pokemon video game tier list. I just made a tier list and like posted it to Twitter. The story generally concludes when N says goodbye. The black and white credits is one of the most powerful things for me, because like it's just the zoom in on N's thing and then it cuts to the credits instantly. Dude, I get chills every time. It's like so powerful. I feel about Heart Gold Soul Silver. I mean, the story's dog shit, but I really like that game. Yeah, I stream playing VGC sometimes. All right, behave yourself, people. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and refill my water. All right, I'm back. I'm gonna try these shoes on. So I'm low-key not paying attention. Ooh, they fit perfectly. Yes. Oh, yes. Takes Amanda now. She'll be happy that I tried these on. All right, I'm back. I'm fully back paying attention now. Oh, she's calling me. Yo, 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 I was just about to text you. Huh? Oh, goldfish or tostones? Ooh. Oh, for chips. Oh, yeah. Goldfish. No, I'll do goldfish. No, I was just about to tell you, I tried the shoes on, they fit perfectly. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize are you going grocery shopping? I got you. Okay. All right, no worries. I love you. All right, what's up? What up? I'm here now. We are paying attention. The menus and customization are the best in the series. Cap. I think the best outfit customizations were probably in X and Y. Sun and Moon had pretty good customizations too, but ever since Gen 8 was pretty weak, I thought, with the customization angle. X and Y have nothing for men. Don't most of the games have nothing for the boy character? Oh, it's a run. We have a run. You also, in X and Y, you get like a special animation if you put on a matching outfit. Calm mind, so I don't have to switch a thing. Let's do a poll. The run? Is this the run? Vote in the poll now. %90 a believer, yes. The zero attack fallacy. Oh, that's really low. That's got to be like a 4. It's not it. 103 is the lowest it can be. I think this might be 5. It's really low. Let's open up a damage calc. Damage calc. All right. So, level 70. Zero speed is 77, which is what we have. Zero attack is 103. This is a 3 or 4 in attack. This is a 3 or 4 in attack. Yeah, we're gonna do damage calcs on the rolls. We'll do damage calcs on the rolls. We'll do damage calcs on the rolls before I decide if I take it. Yeah, for some reason, 2, 3, and 4 all have different. There's 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, it's 0. Yeah, 2 is isolated. Usually 2 is with 3, but 3 is different than 2 for some reason. All right, so let's set it to this. Oh, well, actually, let's see at level 50 what it is, right? Duh, adoy. 1, 2. Oh, this actually does matter. I don't know. All right, what we're gonna do. Hold on. No, there is a difference. Because this could be 2 or 3. Because 0 and 1, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. If this is 2 or 3, this could be 4 though. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this level 100. We're gonna just level 100 and see what it's gonna be doing at level, which actual stat it is. For Murkrow damages, we're gonna just do the calcs. We're gonna do the calcs. Don't worry about this. We're gonna do the calcs. Let's hold on, let me open up. Oh, I don't know. Just calling me again. Hold on. Hello. Yeah. All right. So I actually don't know. Man, I'm gonna have to do raids to get these candies back. So let's check 80. 8, you're level 88. All right, it has a 4 in attack. 4 in attack is what it has. So at level 50, that's 77. 3 would be 76. So we have this, and we have this as the stats. All right, we'll make this the true nature it's going to be. It's probably going to be quiet natured, right? So let's take a look at some damage calcs here. We'll go between 0 and we'll go between whatever. I'm going to see if I can go to, if Pikalytics has usage stats at all. All right, I'm going to take a look at Blood Moon, what people are running. You don't got any EVs yet, you fucks? You really don't have any EVs yet? Ugh. They don't really got, they really don't got. They don't got Blood Moon on this bitch? Alright. Well, we're gonna do some damage calcs here, because they will matter. So let's do Murkrow. Murkrow. We'll have Foul Play. Murkrow's Foul Play, Stab. All right, we're going to have this set to level 50. Okay. Foul Play is doing 30, 30, 30. So it's 3 30s, 4 31s, 4 33s. You know, we're just going to screenshot this. We're gonna check this first, and then we're gonna check 0. Okay, 0 appears to have literally changed nothing, because if I go to 5, 6 changes it. All right, now we'll say Ghost, Terra, change everything, of course. 0 to 4 changes nothing. Okay. If I do max defense, we do 0 to 4. I know I'm never going to run this type of Ursaluna. Okay. Yeah, Vortex seems pretty good. Terra Ghost isn't changing anything. We'll uncheck the Terra. Changing nothing. That. It's changing nothing. Well, let's check. Minus attack nature. What? The nature. I'm not running minus attack. I mean, I could run. I mean, I might run modest, I guess. If I don't. I mean, I went for 0 speed, so I'm going to be going for quiet, right? That's the whole point. Minus attack nature doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything for Ghost. Changes nothing for Ghost. So there's effectively, so far as I can tell, there's no difference between 0 and whatever. We could try 8 defense, I guess. Oh. Okay, that's so strange. 8 defense change it. Just like do 40, some random numbers. Because the problem is I don't know what I'm going to want it for, right? Really, why does just one set of 8 change it? Oh yeah, let's go back to quiet. Do 8. Oh, the minus attack. Okay, so the minus attack nature was what was causing the problem with that one. I'm just gonna check a bunch of random defensive numbers. There are a bunch of like random scenarios where it matters. It's like, it's so little. The damage range on this is like insanely tiny. But like, I feel like sort of ruin matter. That's a good question. Chen Pao is not going to be the one. Yeah, because I'm still deciding if I want it. Chen Pao is not going to be the one clicking foul play, but someone else on the team could be clicking foul play. Nope, we will be clicking that move. Like Chen Pao's partner could have it. I gotta delete. You have 4 foul plays, so it doesn't default to the. It matters with... It even matters between... All right, I'm gonna run a poll. What do you guys think? I'm gonna run a poll. I'm very down. I'm personally leaning towards not keeping it. All right, this is asking if we will go for 0 attack. Do it for the content. I'm thinking I'm leaning towards doing it, but yeah, you could fix HP with EVs. Aged Deho. I don't know why. I'll get Deho. We have 113 votes. When we get to 125 votes, I'll call it. No, that would be impossible. Well, let's just go for another minute. I'll set a 60-second timer. Half the chat still hasn't voted. Here we go. If you want me to keep it, change it now. All right, it's looking like it. I am down to keep doing this forever. No, I don't think you guys can catch up. I don't think the nose can catch up, but I'll let it go out for integrity. All right. All right. Everybody say goodbye. My controller turned off. Hold on. My controller is like asleep. All right, here we go. One or a 0 are the same. There was even instances where a 2 could change it. So we're going for a 1 or a 0. We're only accepting 103 attack. That's how it is. That was a tough decision, but it was mine to make. This goes into 0. This goes in the stream, of course. I don't need to see the post-battle cutscene, Purple Peppy. I only did the post-battle cutscene so I could level it up to see if it was a 4 or a 3. Because at level 70, 3 and 4 were the same number, so strength sap does not help in that scenario. it's hard for me to want to settle when I know there's any difference could matter. But this is also why I end up not playing VGC as much as I should, because I do this infinitely instead of just playing the fucking game. But in addition to that, honestly, it's good to showcase the lengths of this. Like, do you think you know, the world championship player is going to show up with a 4 attack Ursaluna? Probably not, right? If they're running it at Worlds, they're going to be showing up with a 1 or a 0 attack Ursaluna, and they're going to do that either by hacking or by having a bunch of friends all like he gonna say, hey, does anyone have an Ursaluna, blah blah blah. Like, it's about sending a message. Or no, you know what, it's a statement piece. That was a statement piece. Statement piece is the best way to phrase it. Yeah, similar idea to building a championship team. Yeah, at this point, no one can tell me, no one can argue with me that this is what the devs intended. I'm not doing any RNG manips. I'm not doing any date skips. Many people will tell you this is totally normal and reasonable. Like, people will literally tell you, like, if you don't want to get good at the game, like, don't bother, you know, like, you have to get good at all aspects of the game. But, like, the problem is, what I'm doing here, I'm not being good at the game. Like, I'm barely doing anything. I don't even know that I consider this playing the game. You know? $252. We're officially up to, what is it? Trico in the Pokédex. The devs don't want you to reset they want you to be happy with the RNG garbage they give you. And, like, you know, I know that I don't think that you're suggesting that that's what I should be doing, but, like, to me, why should you accept for less if it's possible to have better when everything can be on the line? You know what I mean? Like, so many people say the devs didn't intend for people to have perfect Pokemon. How do you know that? If they didn't intend for players to have perfect Pokemon exactly to the specifications they want, even in Gen, 3, why would it have been possible? Why would they have let it be possible? It would be easy to program it to make sure it's never possible, and they didn't do that. Like, I understand the odds of it affecting you are very low, but the odds aren't impossible, right? I think most normal people would have accepted the 104 or the 105 Ursaluna I just got. Like I said, it's a statement piece. We've talked a lot about statement pieces here. You have to just prove a point, show what's going on. I will actually add an additional. We're gonna add an additional note The lowest attack IV we found is 4. Yeah, it's shiny locked, Bren. It did still take 11 hours to get, really closer to 12 hours. That was like 11 and a half hours to get an acceptable Ursaluna. Oi. How was your shopping? Well, that sucks. Hello. You hungry at all? Yeah, I am, but I didn't really have any committed amount of time. Ugh. I don't know. Maybe when you're done cleaning in there, I'll stop and then start dinner. Does that sound good? Just let me know when you're done. That's probably the last night we can do sandwiches, just on account of it's not that we don't have a lot, it's that it's small. I think we might have to do 2 sandwiches for each of us today because the bread's so small. Or we could do, yeah, mini sandwiches. Okay. I was gonna say we could do double decker.
That would be big.
Oh, chat, do you think a double decker sandwich has 3 slices of bread or 3 layers of food? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like I call a sandwich a double decker if it's bread, filling, bread close. That's what I call double decker. Well, I've had people reject that as a double-decker concept. They call it triple because there's 3 slices of bread.
Inch.
But I've always referred to that as a double-decker.
So it's regular Sammy, just double-decker constantly?
I guess. I don't know.
Standard?
I don't know. 3 layers of food is quad. Agreed. No, the food is the part that matters. Agreed. Agreed. I'm just telling you my experience. Is a bread sandwich a triple decker? No. A bread sandwich.
All pictures of sandwiches are 3 slices.
For triple decker or double decker?
Yeah, for double decker. Whoever states otherwise is conclusively.
PBJ and double decker is so good. Agreed. That's just a loaf of bread. If it's a no, I mean, you can have a bread sandwich, but it doesn't mean it's like a good food. Couldn't a double decker be 3 layers of food with 2 layers of bread in between? I don't understand conceptually. 3 layers of food with 2 layers of bread? How does that work? Would it be like 2 open-faced sandwich, like an inverse sandwich? Like meat, bread, meat, bread, meat? Is that what you're suggesting? You do pepperoni, bread, pepperoni? Is that your idea here? Is that what you're talking to me about, Undead Reality? It's a little bit unhinged, but also a little bit crazy. Kind of like it. Well, I don't like it because I don't eat meat, but I would do like fake pepperoni or tofu or something. Well, I did make avocado toast, which is like avocado toast with bacon and egg for Amanda this morning, which is kind of a like an open faced sandwich when you think about it. I just had a normal egg sandwich. What do you put in your veggie burritos? Beans. You know that beans meme? Portobello mushroom instead of bread could hit? No. I don't like those big portobello mushroom angles. It's 1 in 1280 more flight. The 3 guaranteed IVs add some extra stank into the math equation. Never understood the appeal of avocado toast. It's bread with avocado on it, which is yummy. And usually you put like some seasoning on it. If you want to be controversial, a hot dog is a taco. True. Are you vegetarian? Yes. I wanted tempeh with like bacon, like smoked seasoning for my stuff, but I didn't, and I had to buy some of that, like, I don't know what brand it is, Morningstar or some whatever fake bacon, which is like fine. It's not like it's much more artificial than like just tempeh with like a smoky flavor on it, but whatever. How many resets an hour do I get? No clue. Low? The amount is low. Try vegan spam. There's vegan spam? No. What? We're going to Google. Google's happening immediately. Vegan spam is... Vegan spam is typed in all caps. Is it a recipe or does this, can you buy this? What is it called? Tell me what it's called. Give me the name. Rabbit, get back to my chat and tell me the name of the vegan spam. That's just salty tofu, no? No, probably not. Because they do, it's probably like some type of seitan or something, if I had to guess. You even know what's it called? Do you know the name? I mean, I do love extra firm tofu. Oh, that's what I gotta cook this week. I want to cook dry rub tofu this week will be good. Maybe I'll prep that today. Blood Moon's design is a bit confused. I don't like that it walks on 2 legs. But I also don't like how dumpy regular Ursaluna looks. Let's see. 8-ounce luncheon. Omni pork luncheon. Hold on, I'm checking it out. Does look like spam. What is this? I'm gonna Google. I'm trying to check out what this is, ingredient wise. Ingredients, please. I don't like that when I clicked the ingredients button, it didn't give me the ingredients. It was just a copy pasta of the description. It does look like spam. I've never had spam before. I never tried spam before I stopped eating meat. You can get this at Walmart though. Well, I don't know if our local store has it. Buddhist friendly. That's a strange statement. I'll definitely try this. I am so okay. The 1 out of 5 stars. All the salt from the sea, not for me, is the caption of the review. I am so sorry, but yuck, in all capitals. I've been surprised by tasty plant-based meat offered days before. However, this is not the case here. For me, upon opening the bag, the first thing that hit me was the smell. Indescribable, really. Definitely not a tumbly, grumbling scent, if you get me. I went with preparation with 231% pan-fried oil. My daughter ran into the kitchen and said, "What smells so good?" Interesting. I took a big bite. Yucky. Saltier, saltier. Second bite, saltiest. Done. Okay, well, this person probably didn't like Spam beforehand, because Spam is salty, to my knowledge. So I'll definitely try this. I like trying different plant-based meats. Spam is bad. Sounds like you're not from an island.
Sounds like you're not from time.
Dude, all islanders love Spam. You're an islander, and you love Spam. Yeah, my wife really likes the turkey Spam. Long Islander? No, it doesn't count. You did technically I've been defeated, but I may live on an island and I may love Spam, but I also think it's the island you're talking about. There's tons of different islands. I would say basically Spam. I think of any island in the Pacific Ocean that isn't Australia and New Zealand. In Washington, if it's an island off the coast of Washington, it's in the Pacific Ocean, so it counts, but I probably wasn't thinking about it. Puerto Rico is Spam. Yeah, my wife is Puerto Rican. That was that's the joke I said to her. Legally, she's an islander. Well, the main reason a lot of the island, the joke comes from, like, the main reason people on islands, like, it's most popular in the Pacific Ocean with various Asian populations, but it's just the salt-based preservation was easier for them to get meat that way for a while, for cheap meat. That's it. So, like, most islands had some level of culture for liking it. Like, Spam is even decently popular in Japan, which it's not like they're that far from fucking China. Like, like, it's not like it'd be that hard for them to ship meats, but still. Yeah, you're Korean, can confirm. Yeah, South Korea is basically an island at this point for all practical purposes. Dude, Amanda literally ate Spam, rice, and egg for breakfast for, I want to say, 4 months, 5 months, just straight, because you're just a crackhead addicted to Spam. Spam is cool because you can cut it really thin, and, like, it'll be, like, crispy, like bacon. What do you mean when you say gravy? Because, you know, some people mean red sauce, like tomato sauce, when they say gravy. Oh. Thick brown sauce made from meat drippings. Yeah, I usually do onion or mushroom gravy, just because vegetarian, but yeah. What's not true? That people call red sauce gravy? It's like a specific type of Italian calls it gravy. I don't think anyone in my family does it, but I've known people who have. Red sauce called gravy by who? Yeah, it's like a Bronx thing. It's probably like an immigrant confusing language thing. No, Freeze Ice team was 12 hours, or it was the 17 hours. We are chilling. Gravy from me equal puchetta in Italian. That's good to know. I'm going to Italy next week, and I need to know to avoid meat. I think Amanda's gonna have a great fucking time in Italy eating a bunch of different meats. Deli meats in that place go hard. What's up, Slime? How are you? What? Man. Heck happened? Vegetarian as in need to avoid lard or no? I don't eat lard or any animal fat. If an animal was killed, I don't eat it. Like I usually avoid, I avoid chicken broth too if I can. No, Italy's got eggplant, bruh. Eggplant equal cool. Do you try to avoid cross-contamination in the kitchen? Yeah. Like if I cook, like tonight I'm gonna cook my wife bacon for her sandwich. And I'm gonna put her bacon in a separate pan from where I'm gonna like cook onions and stuff. Can you not breed her Blood Moon? I don't know if you can breed it, but you can't evolve anything into it, so it doesn't matter if you could breed it. You cannot use both. You can be the Pokemon limitation in VGC and in Smogon uses Pokédex number, so you can never use different forms of the same Pokemon. Well, aubergine's not even a vegetable, right? It's a fruit. But yes, I also didn't like it when I was young. It's very good. No, it's just a way you cook eggplant. Eggplant sometimes can get like a slimy texture. Texture's a big thing for me. If you certain ways cooking eggplant makes it very slimy. I'm gonna move the skin. You don't have to remove skin. I usually do. But like if you're just like grilling eggplant like raw with you know, just some like herb seasoning and like stuff like that, you don't have to cut all of the skin off. Usually I do like zebra striping, so I take some of the skin off. But usually I like breaded eggplant. Very good. Is my main way to consume eggplant. Is breaded. Breaded. That's just my favorite way to have it. Yeah, but they taste good. Aeolus. What's you been today? I had a 4 attack IV today. You ever make Indian food? Yes. I love chana masala and malai kofta. I can make the malai kofta dumplings really well, but the sauce, I never get creamy enough. I never am able to like disintegrate the nuts good enough. Malai kofta is fire. Yeah, it's so fucking good. The sauce tastes good. It's just not as creamy. I soak the nuts for so long and they still don't disintegrate enough. Oh man, come on. The gift cannot be that bad. I love paneer. Yeah, there's not any Indian food places near me, so I usually have to either make my own paneer or not Indian food, like Indian grocery stores near me, so I have to either make my own paneer or I just like get fucking lazy and like you just like use American, like just some other type of cheese, some other type of soft cheese. So it's not like necessarily the most authentic, but you gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? If I want a more authentic, you know, malai kofta, I just go to an Indian place. That's by far my favorite Indian dish is malai kofta. Have you ever tried making Haitian food? Probably not. Yeah, paneer, it almost has like the same... Paneer almost feels like tofu at times. Now you want malai kofta? Yeah, dude. I could go eat malai kofta out right now. But I can't. We're making sandwiches for dinner tonight. Now there's no RNG manips in this game. Dude, sesame oil is like one of the best fucking oils of all time. You can put so little of that, like you just mix it with your normal frying oil and it's got such a good flavor. Like, I mean, I only want it in specific food types, but like if you don't use sesame oil when you're making like Chinese food or whatever the fuck, up your game. Just buy sesame oil. That shit's fire. It tastes so good. Crazy thing that someone's first experience of Hisuian and DLC could be that. Sesame oil and bulgogi completes me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Crookshanks. Yeah, you have to be careful. Like, it's never your main oil. Like, you're always putting sesame oil. Like, usually, like, you have like a nice neutral oil for cooking, you know, and then you put a little bit of sesame oil in that to add the flavor. Is what I find that I do when I use sesame oil. Or you're doing a low oil cook, right? Like, you're having something in like some type of pan that doesn't use, like, it doesn't need a lot of oil to cook, and so you add the sesame oil straight to the pan and you cook it. What about go-to spicing? Well, my wife is Puerto Rican, so pretty much adobo is just like the basic bitch go-to. You can put that shit on anything. Well, it depends what I'm cooking. Like meats, like it depends. Like, so like for the I cooked swordfish at home for the first time, and like when I first cook a meat or like a cut of meat, like if it's like a nice, because like I'll cook for my wife meat still, even though she doesn't eat it, and so like, or she eats it and I don't, and so like if it's like a cook of meat like lamb or something that I've never had before, and like the meat is supposed to have its own flavor rather than be ultra seasoned, like my go-to is legit just like salt, pepper, garlic in the pan, and maybe one herb. Like that's it. And then after the first cook, I start, you know, figuring out how I want to flavor the dish. Like I'll look up a recipe and then figure out flavor. You know what I mean? You can't get paneer, but you can get swordfish. That's wild. Swordfish is at every grocery store near me. But paneer is like something that you could, I think paneer is something that you can only find in an Indian grocery store, and I don't think there's any. Hey, look. Yeah, the closest Indian grocery store is like 35 minutes from me. But we don't have a high Indian population near me. Like there's a bunch of Spanish grocery stores near me, like Spanish supermarkets, and there's even multiple different, like even the Asian supermarket near me, which is like mostly Japanese food, they also don't have paneer. Well, paneer isn't a spice, but I could probably buy paneer on like Amazon or something, but I'd rather go to like an authentic Indian store. My favorite Puerto Rican thing to make is tostones. I fuck tostones. That is some good shit. They are so yummy in my tummy. Tostones are so good, dude. I love tostones, man. They're so good. Tostones are like double fried plantains, by the way. You don't want to use ripe plantains, because if you use a ripe plantain and you fry it, then you're making maduros. Because they're like softer, so you want like a harder plantain, and then you fry it, and then you cut it into like chunks like this big, like maybe like an inch, maybe an inch and a half, circular, and then you cut them up, you deep fry them, take them out, and then you flatten them and you fry them again, and then you sprinkle salt on the top after they're out of the fryer. So good. And it was funny. I remember because before there's like a specific tool. It's called like a tostone press. Like it's literally like just like a wooden thing that you squeeze down to spread them out. But we didn't have that for a really long time. And so I used to just have like I used to have a very wide cup that I would squish them with. And it was so funny. Amanda was just like, you're like an old abuela. Like you have the tostone cup that you just keep it around to squish tostones because you refuse to buy the tostone press. And I was like, yeah, pretty much. And I used that cup for a really long time, but eventually she bought me a tostone press for my birthday. Yeah, I don't think tostones is just a Puerto Rican thing, but I know it as a Puerto Rican thing. The culture in Latin America is like very diverse and very specific. Like some dishes you'll only find in like one region in one country, and some are everywhere. Tostone I know is mostly Puerto Rican, but holy cow, I didn't know they were called tostones. I grew up eating that in Jamaica and will vouch they fuck. Thank you, Sejanaldo. I appreciate your vouch. Tostones GG. I can't believe I'm watching Pokemon and someone's talking about tostones. Long time lurker here, fully approve this convo. Yeah, my usual go-to is I'll cook empanadas with tostones. Is usually like we'll have some kind of meat-filled empanada and fake meat for me, and then we'll usually pair that with tostones, and that's like a very comfort food night. You know what I mean? Empanadas are something that are very different like everywhere you go. Like some places, like I think Mexican empanadas are usually like deep fried. And like the filling is like specific in different places. Like I think in Argentina they're always baked and they don't use beef. They use usually pork. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. My friend was telling me about it, but I forget. Oh, you DM'd me all of the pork thingies. Thank you, Undead. Beef. Yeah, I think he was just saying like a general thing. I forget what was in the empanada, by the way. Like I forget what he was saying was or wasn't in it. I just said beef, but I couldn't remember. I've never worked with something insanely gamey like bear meat. Before I stopped eating meat, the weirdest, most different meats I had tried were kangaroo and alligator. I had tried both of those, but I had never cooked them on my own. They were just like at a place that I was at. So I don't know how to cook gamey meat like a bear. Well, I know in Oz, kangaroo is just like popular and easy to get. Before I stopped eating meat, I never really liked red meat that much, is the thing. So, like, that was one of the reasons it was easy for me to give it up. Because I really only liked... I was a very picky eater when I was young. And I only really liked chicken and pork a little bit. I never liked any red meat I ever had. Like I never liked steak. It was all like, it was like always a, like it never had that much flavor and it was always too chewy for me. And so it was very easy for me to give it up because all I had to give up was chicken. And it's like, you want another hot take? You want another real one? Tofu is like the same as chicken. Like they're barely fucking different. Chicken is tofu. I think calling tofu fake meat is like not right. Tofu is different than tofu is just different than meat. It's just its own thing. But you can, like, there are fake meats. Like there are like seitan type meats. What I mean by tofu is like chicken in that so like tofu, the texture is different. Even the firmest tofu is not gonna be the same texture as chicken. But like if you do unseasoned tofu and you just cook and eat it, which you should never do, and the same with chicken, which you should never do, they basically taste the same. Like they don't taste like fucking anything. Like literally nothing. Like when you cook chicken, like if you just salt chicken and pepper chicken and cook it in a pan, it's gonna taste like basically like shit to me. Same with tofu. It would not taste great. But steak, that's kind of how you want to cook a steak, right? For the most part, is it's going to be low seasoned and the meat is going to contain all the flavor for yourself. So that's what I meant by chicken and tofu are the same, if that makes sense, right? Like, so one of the easiest ways to move from eating meat is like you can prepare, but also it's very easy to prepare tofu in the same way you prepare chicken. You can make tofu franchise, right? You can make tofu parm, and it's going to be similar and similarly filling to chicken if you want to, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a good way to start off, I guess. If you cook chicken really wrong, it can basically become like meat like shoe. Okay, here's the thing, Rigger. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. The secret to cooking good chicken is you just use a thermometer. There's such like a stigma that like you're a bad cook if you can't tell if something is done by it being done. But like, just stick a thermometer in to learn the temp and you'll be fine. Like, that's all you gotta do, dog. You know what I mean? Same with red meat. Just stick a fucking thermometer in that bitch. Is it medium rare? Is it rare? Is that what you want? Like, that's how you get it. You just use a thermometer. They're cheap. You can get one for $10. Go buy it. Use it. You can cook good chicken easy. That's just how it is, you know? The honest truth, use remote. Yeah, it's insane. It's just so stupid. But there's such a stigma against it. It's crazy. Just use a thermometer, man. Like, yeah, you don't got to use the thermometer with fucking vegetables or whatever. It's not even about safety. It's about like, because I think people don't undercook that much. I think they mostly overcook. I think overcooking is what thermometer is going to be, you know, saving you most of the time, right? This is gonna be my last reset. Gotta cook some Sammys for dinner. Appreciate you guys coming to this impromptu Sunday stream. The resets are long. The resets are long. The resets are slow. Ours was almost good enough. Yeah, get me off Ursaluna's wild ride. Yeah, I'm also like hungry. That's why I'm a little bit low energy goob right now. Yo, Alex, welcome to Happy Knee. Thank you so much. All your support is really helpful and means a lot to me. You become a channel member, you get access to a bunch of emoji that you can spam, you get access to behind the scenes content, you get access to early videos, you get access to a special channel in my Discord where I stream sometimes, talk to members. And the support goes directly to me. YouTube's got a 70-30 split. I'm full-time. I do this full-time. I don't, you know, I'm out there on my own. I'm trying my best. So I'm trying to get to 200 membies. So I really appreciate your support, Alex. Everybody pog Alex. It's 1 in 1280. But the probability the probability is ruined by the fact that the resets are so long, right? All right, we're gonna call it a day for now. Thank you all for watching. I'll probably be back Tuesday. I doubt I'm streaming tomorrow. I said that yesterday, or last time I streamed, but yeah, I doubt I'll stream tomorrow. So see you guys Tuesday.